Hi, I'm Rose. I've got some fun for you today. I'm working in my Field Folies journal that has the flapper mini kit and the Field Folies together, and I'm working with envelopes. And the main part of this video that you'll want to watch, you'll probably want to bookmark it. I'm showing how to make and fold 5 envelopes, but the most important part of this video is I'm going to show you some unique ways to place them in your journal to make full page spreads. That's kind of an example of one of them. Here's another one. I'm not going to show you all of it, but I hope you'll stay tuned. I hope you'll join me, and I appreciate your presence here so much, and I hope to see you soon. Okay, so for these envelopes, I've got several here for you. They're probably ones that you've seen before, but I'm going to demonstrate them anyway. This one needs a square, and each envelope you might need a little bit of glue. You'll need scissors and a bone folder. And the main part of this challenge is actually how you put it into your journal. So that'll be a good part of it. So for this particular envelope, we need a square. This envelope ends up looking like, here's 2 examples of it. Okay, so this is what this envelope looks like here. Long and kind of horizontal. Perfectly great if what you wanted to do is, I like it because it's something that you could write in the inside. Okay, so you could write in the inside and then fold it up. Okay, so let me just show you how to make that real quick. So what you're going to do is just fold this in half, and then take your corner right up to the edge here. Use your bone folder. Okay. And then this edge needs to match this bottom edge here. And these envelopes, they look a little prettier if you make sure that you're accurate in your folding and you use your bone folder. So go. And then what you do is you fold over right here on this corner here, right where they meet. This is where you want to make sure you don't go past, and that your edges match there also. Okay. Same thing here. It seems to be easier for me to do it like this because I can get the edge to match. Okay. And then you unfold it just like this. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue in a couple of spots so that it's you don't have to add the glue, but since this doesn't have writing on the inside, so if you were going to use it as a writing spot, I wouldn't glue it. Gluing it is actually not even necessary, but I'm going to glue this one. Just fold this in. And I'm going to actually, because I glued those other pieces, I'm going to add some glue on this too. And so if you do this one, part of the challenge will be to find a unique way to place it into your journal. Just pull this down. Like so. Okay, and when I say unique, like this one, for example, this one is also got a tuck spot back here. It's a belly band. I just haven't completely put things behind it. So that's one idea with the first envelope. Your job is going to be able to come up with some unique ones. Okay, so the second one is gusseted like this. So to make this one, this is already folded down the center here. Let's actually do it like this. And you're going to match the edges all along here. This edge matches the center fold. Fold this upward, and you want to have just enough to where you have something to tack over. So I folded this like this, okay? And you're going to match this edge to this edge. Open this up, you'll fold these inside. Creates the gusset. So if you don't want to use this as a writing space, you can add glue here. So I'm going to add some glue here. Oops. Didn't do a great job of putting the glue where it needs to go, did I? I've added glue to this tab and folded it over. Fold this down.
We came with a trunk and a roll of thread, a little flour and a loaf of bread, cold north wind and a wide blue sky, Banff mountains standing high. Blessed bounty, pass it around for the tea and lay it down, so it's strong and planted deep. What we sow is ours to keep. Papa held fast to the work he knew, healing hands and a heart that's true. Crossed that line and we settled down, built our life on northern ground. Blessed bounty, pass it around for the tea and lay it down, so it's strong and planted deep. What we sow is ours to keep. Ledger open, lantern light, needle flashing in the night, seeds in pockets, hope in tin. Every season starts again. Blessed bounty, pass it around for the tea and lay it down, so it's strong and planted deep. What we sow is all keep. Quilts on shoulders, cards in hand, stories written in this land. From the river to the pine, what was theirs is now mine. Blessed bounty, fire burns low, ashen ember, steady glow. Hands together.
So just to show you here, stuff the back. Flips up and then open to stuff what you'd like in there, and then there's a tuck on the side. I created something similar also here on this side. Hopefully that gives you some ideas. This one starts as a square also. So you'll fold it in half here, and then just barely, just enough to mark the center. Take this edge, have it meet here, right at the place where the two cross. Fold it up, and you're gonna probably just like maybe, I don't know, a centimeter up. This also needs and this one comes down about the same amount that you crossed over here. One thing on this one that kind of looks kind of nice is it's an opportunity to, you can use a corner rounder or something like that here. An edge. Just to add a little bit of glue. Make sure you ink up your envelopes, guys, and stuff them with some fun stuff. And remember, this is just the first part of the challenge, okay? Okay, so this is the one I created to go with this journal. And I'm going to just create a flip with it. So this, and what I'm going to do is add glue to this edge. And then just over here on this edge here, I may find something that I want to tuck in there, and I'm at least going to leave that as an option. So just place it where you like. And then you can decorate it and stuff it. So I use some tape to secure to make a flip on the front here. Maybe I should do a flip from the bottom. No, I like it on the side. So just going to use some tape. Fun to put maybe a pocket here and another one here. So I'm using the piece of the paper. I'm in the US, so I'm using the 8.5 by 11, but I use the strip of the paper that comes off from this envelope that makes it a square to just create a pocket on the front here. And then I'll glue that in.
Where did you cross what once felt too wide? What river did you wade with your fear at your side? Whose hands built the road that you're walking on now? What promise did they carry and what did they allow? What house are you outgrowing in this tender season? What belief still holds you and what asks for revision? What soil first shaped you? What land calls you home? Where do you return when you're standing alone? Blessed bounty, lay it down, seed in your hand and roots in the ground.
This is the one that I made for my filled folios in the flapper journal that I'm working in. So this is the same. I'm using the same method. I've just inked the edges a little bit. I've got a few things I want to decorate the outside of it with, because this one I'm going to actually write a letter to the person that gets the journal and put this in the front of my journal. There's a couple ideas I had I just want to show you. So I'm going to put these tags. That was one thing I thought I could include there. But I like to make a little bit of a lace pocket. So either a lace pocket here. What do you think, guys? Or one going this way. I think maybe we'll do it going this way. Just tuck it in. So add some, I'm using Fabri-Tac again, just adding quite a bit there. Maybe even here. I think I'm even going to add some up here too. Wait, did I want? Yeah, I think I might want to add this ribbon before it dries. Should have thought about that, but.
Build what is yours, steady and slow. Plant what you're ready to let yourself grow. What act of your conscience altered your way? What comfort did you trade for the truth you obey? What seed have you carried through winter and rain? What waits in the dark to...
So it's got room for the envelope in the front there, or in the back there, and then 2 tags in there. So tuck that in the back. want to choose which side you'd like to be on the outside, and I think I want this one on the outside. And you're just going to basically make a tube. Use your bone folder to make your edges nice and tight, and you'll just want this to just barely overlap. Change your mind too if you prefer. This, this way. Okay. You're going to decide the height you want for your flap here. So I think I'm going to probably about much. Okay. And you don't want to create a crease here yet, but what you do want to do is when you decided about how much you want for your flap, you're actually going to fold this over the same amount so that your flaps are equal. Use your bone folder to create a nice crease. Okay. And what we're going to do is fold this where we might like to have them, the way we would like, about how we would like them to look. So you could have it more like this. And this way, you'll notice, some ways you still get to kind of be the designer of your double envelope, okay? So now what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and glue this together. I like to use art glitter glue. I got my glue a little bit too far over. Take the bottom half. And we're going to repeat this step for both sides. I'll have to re-glue this. But get your creases to match here and here, and we're just going to take just below the major edge here. You can see it's just probably less than a centimeter. I'm going to actually take it up to the corner where this corner and this corner meet, like this, and then cut along the crease there. So that what I've done is create a little bit of a lip here to re-glue this. You might want to have yours overlap just a little bit more than I did, because I really haven't given it much room to overlap there. Okay, so then you'll end up with a nice little flap here. I'm going to round my corners. Because this is just a little uneven, I'm going to do the same thing up here. Okay, so we'll open it up. The creases match, line to line. We're going to cut just a little bit below the fold. I'd say just a little less than a centimeter. Gradually angle it up to the corner where the pieces meet, and then cut along this crease. So you can kind of see piece that's left here. I've got this here, and we'll go ahead and then you just ink. You want to ink these too. Well, actually, before we do that, let's just make sure that they have the shape, similar shape. Okay. Align these on the edge. Fold them in half. And then you can kind of trim anywhere that they're not exactly aligned to the same shape. You can create a fun shape if you like. Don't fold a crease here, but just create a profile that is something that is pleasing to you. And make sure they match, because we're going to make those into pockets. So you can really do any shape you want. And then ink too. I thought it was actually really important to remind you that you cut it in a way where they're both folding forward, so they're actually going to be opposite on opposite sides. So when you open up your tube, one will be open here, one will be open on the other side. Okay. I just want to see here. These are optional to add these here. You could add them to another part of the page and save them for another part of the page. And I may do that. These envelopes, since I want to input, I'm going to actually install this into my journal. I'll show you how to do that. But you can also place these on the opposite side and then have a free folding double-sided pocket. Add some glue here and here. And you could decide, you could add it here also if you want to have a pocket that slides in from the side here. But I'm going to have it stuck from, actually, yeah, I'm going to have it stuck from there. So you get to make kind of a design decision there too. So add glue here. And here. These would be really cute with some fun closures on them. Not sure I'm going to show that in this video, but so you want to choose which side you'd like to be on the outside, and I think I want this one on the outside. And you're just going to basically make a tube. Your bone folder to make your edges nice and tight, and you'll just want this to just barely overlap. Change your mind too if you prefer. Let me just see. This way. You're going to decide the height you want for your flap here. So I think I'm going to probably about that much. Okay. And you don't want to create a crease here yet, but what you do want to do is when you decided about how much you want for your flap, you're actually going to fold this over the same amount so that your flaps are equal. Use your bone folder to create a nice crease. Okay. And what we're going to do is fold this where we might like to have them the way we would like about how we would like them to look. So you could have it more like this. And this way, you'll notice some ways you still get to kind of be the designer of your double envelope, okay? So now what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and glue this together. I like to use art glitter glue.
We came with a trunk and a roll of thread, a little flour and a loaf of bread, cold north wind and a wide blue sky, Banff mountains standing high. Blessed bounty, pass it around for the tea and lay it down, so it's strong and planted deep. What we sow is ours to keep. Papa held fast to the work he knew, healing hands and a heart that's true. Crossed that line and we settled down, built our life on northern ground. Blessed bounty, pass it around for the tea and lay it down, so it's strong and planted deep. What we sow is ours to keep.
Your tube. One will be open here, one will be open on the other side. And you could decide, you could add it here also if you want to have a pocket that slides in from the side here. But I'm going to have it stuck from, actually, yeah, I'm going to have it stuck from there. So you get to make kind of a design decision there too. So add glue here. These would be really cute with some fun closures on them. Not sure I'm going to show that in this video, but so this is what it ended up looking like stuffed here. I've got a spot back here to put things, and spot here. And then I've stuffed this full too of things, and then I have another spot here. This is kind of a hidden spot there. I would put, you know, some writing or an envelope or something back there, because you might not even know that it's actually there. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. I just appreciate your presence here so much. I just will recap really quickly. We've done several different types of envelopes. We've done this one. And I wanted to remind you that the pieces that are cut off, this is just kind of a general tip, I've actually used as belly bands in my journal. So this is, you know, because a lot of the envelopes are square shaped, so that left a lot of these little pieces. So I have this one, and let's see, we did this one, did this envelope and this one. Here's a belly band here made from the extra, just giving you a real recap. We did this one and this one. So I hope if you like what I've offered, if you like and subscribe, I'd so appreciate it. And I hope to see you again in another video soon. Thank you so much. My name's Rose.